Hi there. Welcome to Bible Slash Chat. Gus, hello.
John, how's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
I'm doing well. I
Good.
like the weather.
Well,
Actually,
the weather is nice.
I was just thinking about it.
It's finally fall.
Yes.
Do we feel the world is broken?
No.
We do. It's okay.
We do.
We're waiting for
That
God.
song. Oh man, how cheeseful.
Oh, it's good.
It's a good song.
It's a good song.
I like
Oh.
it. It is.
So this actually brings up a really good topic because of
Speaking
a
of
broken world
yeah,
that we
oh
live
wow,
in.
what a great.
So
How long did you wait to just bring that on me?
5 seconds.
Yeah, you're like, I have a great segue. I just have to use it. Oh, there it is.
I literally thought
That's
of it on the
that's your concealed weapon. It's a
I
good
thought of it on
segue,
the fly.
right?
There's no concealed weapon.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Would you
here's
say
the
there's
question.
little to no premeditation to anything we do?
I would say little.
Explain to the layman what premeditation
No.
means.
Okay. Thinking before. Okay, let's talk about a question. We've actually talked about this question. You taught this. Okay, here
I
we go.
taught this?
Ready? Okay, so the name of God.
Yeah.
We heard this. We've been going through this book of Exodus in care groups.
I wish Kevin was here to talk to us about it.
I think it's okay. We'll do it together. In one sense, like he's helped us already. Okay, so
he has helped us a ton.
let's talk a little bit about this. So, what is the name of God? Where does it come from in Hebrew? Where do we get it? And then,
So
like,
what's
give us
really
the
interesting is, so let's go by the story. The story is Moses, God called Moses to go back to his brothers and sisters and back to Egypt. He
Yeah.
doesn't live in Egypt anymore. He hasn't lived there. He was living off the grid for
yeah,
40 years in the Sinai desert.
mm,
And now he's just a shepherd.
yeah,
He changed his profession and he's married. He's got a couple of kids and works for his father-in-law.
mm,
And then God appears to him and then tells him, "Hey, you need to go back,
yeah,
and you have this mission." And he's not a big fan of that, so
yeah,
comes up with all these different objections. And one of the objections is actually, okay, they're not going to believe me.
yeah,
God tells him, "Well, I'm going to be with you,"
yeah,
but then he just tells him, he's like, "Wait a second. So when they tell me who sent me,
yeah,
who do I tell them?
yeah,
Who sent me?" And then, of course, God tells him. He discloses his name.
mm,
For the first time, actually, he discloses by himself the name. Now, this I don't believe this is the first time the name has ever been uttered,
used. Yeah,
and
yeah,
used. Abraham knows him by Yahweh.
yeah,
Isaac and Jacob and Joseph, they know
yeah,
him by Yahweh. Most likely, Adam and Abel knew him by
mm,
Yahweh, and so did Noah. But I think that now he presents himself as Yahweh, which in Hebrew means I am.
mm.
Uh,
Does it mean I am? Does the name mean I am, or is it like a derivation of that
no,
word or that verb?
you can say it's a derivation that
Okay.
in a sense it would mean like I will be in that
Yeah, yeah,
sense. But yeah, that's what it is. He just says I am.
yeah, yeah.
It's so he doesn't have a name like your
Like
name is Jonathan.
John. Yeah,
Yeah. My name is not Jonathan.
It distinguishes us.
Distinguishes between the two of us by
Yeah.
name, where God distinguishes himself by just saying, I am.
Right.
And by that, he means that he is.
Yeah, yeah,
I know it sounds so
yeah.
simplistic, but it's not. It's very
Very.
deep. The fact is, he is. And that speaks immediately of his aseity, right? That
Mm,
God is independent, he doesn't
yeah.
need anyone.
Mm.
So when,
Pause. Aseity.
yeah,
Spell that for us.
Aseity.
Aseity.
Yeah.
So his independence.
Yeah,
He's
he's all of himself. He
yeah.
doesn't depend of anyone. So you and I depend
Right.
on everything. The Pharaoh is dependent on the Nile for the
Right.
water.
Totally.
They dependent for food. God is the only, and you can say the only person that doesn't depend on anything. He doesn't need us to. He doesn't need us at all.
Yeah.
He doesn't need anything. He doesn't need to ask for permission. Whatever you need to do, you need to ask for permission.
Yeah.
He doesn't. So he tells him, "Hey, tell him I am will be with you.
Yeah,
I am sent you, meaning I am can do anything, and he doesn't need to ask for permission from anyone, you know, less from some region,
yeah, yeah,
like some monarch like the Pharaoh.
yeah, yeah,
So that to us, when you look at that, you think, oh, that's a shot in the arm to
sure,
our friend Moses,
yeah, totally,
who's doubting, who's thinking, no one. I don't even know your name. What
yeah,
was
yeah.
it? Like,
What was your name again? Yeah,
and again, I don't think he's telling him, I don't know your name. I think he's thinking, no one's going to believe me. So
yeah,
how do I present this to you?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
And I mean, to be fair, like they'd been living in Egypt for 400 years.
yeah,
The Egyptian pantheon, all the gods had names. Their names had
yeah,
meanings,
yeah,
uh, usually tied with things that were
yeah,
specific to the terrain around
yeah.
them. But here's God saying, "I'm not tied to
Yeah, I'm not
anything."
Anubis. I'm not
Yeah,
Horus.
yeah, yeah.
I am. I am.
I am. I just am. Yeah, I am not tied to anything. I
Yeah,
am
yeah,
completely an
yeah,
independent being. Super helpful.
yeah.
So then, and then, like, what else does that tell us about God in His character? Like, just that statement, "I am."
So immediately, so what we did in our care group was we brought it up to today.
Yeah,
So for Moses, that independence meant God was going to save.
yeah,
He doesn't need you and me to save. And this is the first time that God is going to introduce him. He introduced himself as I am, but this is the first time where Israel's going to see that God's hand saving them.
mm,
Not the last time,
yeah,
by the way. And then for us, I mean, we are praying to a God that is I am,
yeah, yeah.
who doesn't need permission,
Mm,
who's the owner of the world, but also who's Savior as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
So he saved us. He didn't need to ask for permission. He's not paying some ransom to Satan.
yeah, yeah.
He's not just saying, hey, just look, they're nice people.
Let's make
let's
it happen.
pass
Yeah,
over. Yeah. No, he thought of the plan,
yeah,
um, and then fulfilled the plan,
yeah. Mm,
and no one can stop him.
yeah,
But even now, even in a church, I would say nothing can stop God's kingdom,
yeah,
right? So you see all these attacks from outside or even from within.
yeah, yeah,
His aseity, the fact that he is independent, tells me that nothing can stop what he
yeah.
said. He
Totally.
said that the gates of Hades will not prevail over
Mm,
church. So we can be, yeah, things are not looking the best sometimes, right?
yeah,
They can look hairy at times, but we can say, hey, God is completely independent. He doesn't need anyone to do and to work.
mm,
And the fact that he uses people like us
yeah,
for for his glory just tells us how amazing and gracious and merciful God is.
yeah. That's fantastic. It's actually fascinating. I mean, what you're just saying there is like bring to mind like applicationally the reality. Like here you got Moses. It's been 400
Yeah,
years since the promises were made to
yeah.
Abraham, and God says, "I am." In other words, like to me,
Well,
there's
more than 400 years.
yeah, more than
Yeah,
400
you're
years because they were
talking.
in Egypt for
Yeah,
400 years.
yeah.
Yeah,
So you're talking 500 plus.
yeah, 520 years. So
Yeah,
yeah, like extended periods of time,
yeah,
like the equivalent of like the Reformation,
yeah,
like
yeah,
1517, that long ago. And he says, "Look, I've actually like longer than the history of anyone in the United States from Europe." And he says, I am. Like, I'm
yeah,
still the same, and I haven't changed my promises. And that's still true of God, right?
yeah,
The same
yeah,
God that spoke to Moses is.
yeah,
And we interact with that same God
yeah,
who is above time, who
yeah,
is outside of those things, who is completely independent.
yeah.
And he's the God who is ours.
Which I think about our lives right now, right? And whether or not we might be going through feast or famine.
Right. Trials.
Yeah,
Trials.
yeah. We might be going through trials. We
Yeah.
we might be thinking, so where's God in all
Yeah.
this? Uh, he is.
Yeah.
Like the answer is there, is
Yeah.
right there in His name, right?
Mm.
Where our names don't mean anything, right?
Yeah.
Or if they do, we don't know.
Yeah.
Like, my wife's name means honeybee. She's not a honeybee.
Nice.
uh, but actually his name actually means something,
Yeah.
and it's actually the definition of his whole character.
That's
which
awesome.
is incredible. Think
Yeah.
about that, right?
Yeah, so he, in a sense, he's defining himself in that way, and it's interesting because Jesus does the same thing, right? He defines himself, John 8:58,
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
Before Abraham was, I am. Like
Yeah.
I'm transcendent. I am God.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the author of Hebrews, Jesus Christ the same yesterday, today, and
Yeah.
forever. That reality that God is the same, and He will
Yeah.
always be faithful
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
His promises in His independence. Man, super helpful, Gus. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
of course.
All of that in a name. Wow.
What's in a name?
What's in a name? Exactly. To quote Shakespeare.
Now you have a great title for this
What's in a
Bible
name?
Search Chat.
Well, we might do something different. We're going a different direction. Just kidding. Anyway, I hope that's helpful for you. If you have any
How
questions,
insulting.
oh, stop. If you have any questions on this or any other topic, you can always email us at info@faithbibleoc.org. Thanks so much.